Ladies, have you ever received a text from a man that made your heart flutter for a second, only to feel confused, annoyed, or even disappointed? Right after you are not alone, and you are definitely not overreacting. You are not too sensitive, and you are not imagining things. There are certain text messages that men send, not because they genuinely care or because they are emotionally invested, but because they want a reaction, a hit of attention, a moment of validation, a taste of energy without having to do the work for connection. And if you are not careful, if you are still healing, if you are still unsure about your worth, your reply could actually reward the wrong behavior. Instead of raising your standards, it could make him think you're available for low effort. It could feed his ego without feeding your soul. So in this video, I am going to walk you through 4 extremely common, extremely annoying, and extremely manipulative texts that women receive from men. And more importantly, I will show you exactly what to say in return so that you protect your self-worth, keep your feminine power, and actually increase his respect for you while keeping your heart safe. This isn't about playing games or being cold or distant. This is about emotional self-respect. This is about energetic clarity and spiritual maturity. This is about choosing to be a woman who values herself so deeply that she no longer entertains crumbs just because they come with a pretty bow. Because when you respond from that place, you don't just teach a man how to treat you. You become unforgettable. You become the kind of woman who changes the room without even speaking. The one who makes men think twice before sending a low-effort text because they know you are not the one to play with. You are the one who holds herself to higher standards. You are the one who requires real connection, not surface-level engagement. Let's start with the classic. Miss you, but he's been distant. This one is sneaky and subtle, and so many women fall for it because it plays with hope. You haven't heard from him in days, maybe even weeks. He's been cold, distant, inconsistent, flaky, and suddenly, out of nowhere, you get that one-liner, miss you, no follow-up, no explanation, no real effort, and for a moment your heart skips. You feel special, you feel hopeful, you think maybe he's realized what he had. Maybe he finally understands your worth, maybe he's been doing some deep thinking and he's ready to come correct. You might even screenshot it and send it to your best friend, smiling with butterflies in your stomach. But pause and take a deep breath, because here's what's really happening. This is not a genuine emotional investment. This is a validate me text. This is emotional snacking, not emotional nourishment. This is sent in moments when he's feeling lonely, bored, rejected, or insecure and wants a little emotional hit too. Remind himself that someone still wants him, not a meal, not a real conversation, not a man stepping up with clarity and consistency. Just attention, a temporary boost to his ego while you hold on to the idea of a connection that he's not really building. So how should you reply? That's sweet of you. Short, kind, feminine, and most importantly, powerful. Because it acknowledges the sentiment without rewarding the behavior. You don't say, miss you too. You don't dive into conversation. You don't open your heart to someone who's only knocking. To feel better about himself, you simply receive the compliment and leave it at that. You stay in your power. You don't chase crumbs because you're not the woman who clings to temporary comfort. You are the woman who waits for real effort. You are the woman who knows her worth and isn't available for empty words or emotional scraps. You require consistency, not convenience. You require investment, not impulse. And here's the deeper truth. When you respond like this, he will feel it. He will recognize that you're no longer the same woman who settles for illusions. You are not the woman who can be lured back in with a 2-word text. You are not desperate for attention. You are the woman who requires substance, presence, and real energy. Next. Hey, I've been thinking about you after ghosting you. Let's call this the back from the dead text. This is when a guy suddenly pops up in your inbox after disappearing for weeks, even months. No explanation, no apology, no ownership, no maturity, just this little line. Hey, I've been thinking about you, and it sounds sweet. It sounds romantic. It sounds like maybe he's had an epiphany about you. But wrong. This is emotional manipulation dressed as sentimentality. This is him wanting to reset the connection without doing the hard work of repair. This is him wanting access to your energy without having to take accountability for how he mishandled it. He wants to skip the consequences and pick up where he left off. He's hoping you've been quietly waiting, hoping, longing for his return so he can stroll back into your heart without rebuilding the bridge he burned. But this time you set the tone, and here's the perfect response. Well, duh, it's playful, it's cheeky, it's feminine, but it also holds power. It subtly says, I know you've been thinking about me. Of course you have. I'm unforgettable. I'm rare. I'm the woman who lives rent-free in your mind, and your life is a little bit dimmer without my presence. But don't expect me to melt just because you remembered me after vanishing. You are letting him know that if he wants to step back into your world, he is going to have to earn it with time. Action, consistency, and humility. You're not a reset button. You're a whole experience that can't be skipped over or taken for granted. This kind of response shows emotional maturity and self-worth. It keeps your energy protected, it keeps your standards high and your crown on straight. Now let's talk about hey, let's be honest. When a man sends you just one word, like hey, it says more than you think. It's not a message, it's a poke, a nudge, a test, a breadcrumb. It's a lazy flick of attention that carries no real intention, no effort, no presence and no value, and sadly many women jump to respond, eagerly hoping it will lead to more, hoping this tiny seed will bloom into something meaningful. But here's what you do instead. Yes, match the energy, match the simplicity, but infuse it with your natural, joyful, radiant feminine energy. Show that you are open and warm, but not desperate or available for low-effort crumbs. Now here's the important part. If he follows up with a real conversation, beautiful, that means he might be testing the waters in a genuine way. But if he sends nothing after that, silence speaks louder than words. Don't double text, don't chase, don't explain, don't feed the silence. Let it be, because men are always watching your response patterns. They are learning how much effort they need to give to get access to your energy. If he learns that he can send the bare minimum and receive your full attention, your heart, your availability, he will. But if he learns that your attention is sacred and has to be earned, you instantly become high value in his eyes. You become the woman who isn't impressed by breadcrumbs. You become the woman who requires a full meal, not digital snacks. And finally, the infamous, what are you up to at 11 p.m. after no contact all day, ladies? This is the flake text, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You had plans, he went silent, no messages all day. No updates, no communication, no follow-through. Then suddenly, when the night is almost over, he slides into your messages with, hey, what are you up to? Excuse me. He's pretending like nothing was planned, like your time doesn't matter, like he can just show up when it suits him. It's a form of casual disrespect where he assumes you're just waiting around hoping he'll remember you. Here's how you respond with elegance and confidence. In my pajamas, about to sleep. Simple, direct, radiant queen energy. If he replies with, I was hoping to see you, you drop the mic with, I thought we were catching up earlier, but since I didn't hear from you, I figured you had a flaky moment. Wink. Let's break down the magic of this response. You gently call him out on being unreliable without being rude or bitter. You show that you notice patterns and you value your time. You still keep your tone soft and playful through the wink. That wink is high feminine energy. It says, I'm not angry, I'm just not impressed. And that is irresistible. It tells him that you are not emotionally reactive, but you are emotionally aware. You're not here to beg for time or chase promises. You're here to be respected, to be prioritized, to be cherished. Final words and grounding truth. Step into your feminine power and own your energy, my love. Let's be real. Texting isn't just about emojis and small talk. It's an energy exchange. It's a spiritual mirror. It's a glimpse into the kind of relationship a man is trying to build with you. Or not every text he sends is a question asked in silence. How deeply does she value herself? Will she lower her standards just to feel chosen? Can I keep access to her without truly earning it? Can I give her less and still receive her best? But now you're awake. Now you know who you are. You are no longer entertaining low-effort men from a place of fear or loneliness. You don't operate from scarcity. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't settle. You operate from abundance, from clarity, from your divine feminine power, from truth, because the high-value woman you are becoming doesn't chase. She chooses. She doesn't respond to breadcrumb attention with desperation. She replies with grace, clarity, and unshakable self-worth. She doesn't question her place in anyone's life. She holds space for those who step forward with intention, commitment, and real energy. So next time a man texts you from a place of ego, confusion, or convenience, remember this. You deserve consistency, not chaos. You deserve emotional depth, not digital crumbs. You deserve to be pursued, not puzzled. And if he can't give you that, you bless him. You release him and you walk away with your head held.